Fine. I'll do it myself.
Thanos. Was he right all along? What if the villain wasn't entirely wrong? Picture this, a universe teeming with life, so much so that resources are stretched thin, planets crumbling under the weight of their populations, and civilizations fall into chaos. Then, along comes a single individual with a radical solution to fix it all. Thanos, the Mad Titan. But he doesn't just talk about solutions, he acts, wiping out half the universe's population with a snap of his fingers. But was his plan really the answer? Was it the noble act of a savior, or the madness of a genocidal maniac? Today, we're getting into Thanos' ideology, breaking down his motivations, and asking if he was right all along. Stick around, because the answer might surprise you. Thanos isn't your run-of-the-mill villain. Unlike many others in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, his actions aren't driven by greed or a lust for power. Instead, he sees himself as a savior, a tragic hero even. Let's rewind for a moment to his home planet, Titan. Titan was once a thriving utopia, a place of abundance and technological marvels. But like so many civilizations, it faced a crisis: overpopulation. Too many mouths to feed, too few resources to go around. Thanos, with his keen mind and unshakable conviction, proposed a radical solution. He suggested reducing the population by half, randomly, without discrimination, to ensure the survival of the remaining half. Sounds harsh, right? But in Thanos' eyes, it was the only way to save his planet. And what happened? He was ignored, dismissed as a madman. The result? Titan fell, its people consumed by the very crisis Thanos had tried to prevent. That loss shaped him, driving his mission across the cosmos. Thanos vowed to ensure no other civilization would suffer Titan's fate. To him, the solution was simple: balance. If resources are limited, then life must be limited too. That's where the Infinity Stones come in. These 6 cosmic artifacts grant the wielder godlike powers. With all 6 in hand, housed in the Infinity Gauntlet, Thanos could achieve his vision of balance instantly. One snap, half the universe gone. No pain, no bias, just a clean, surgical strike. Perfectly balanced, as he so famously said, as all things should be. But here's where the debate begins. Is balance worth such a high cost? Does the end justify the means? Thanos' philosophy isn't something he pulled out of thin air. In fact, it has roots in moral philosophy, particularly utilitarianism. Ever heard of it? It's the idea that the morality of an action depends on the outcome. Essentially, if an act produces the greatest happiness for the greatest number of people, then it's considered morally right. Think of philosophers like Jeremy Bentham and John Stuart Mill, who championed this concept. In Thanos' case, his actions are designed to create what he believes as a utopia. Half the universe thriving with enough resources to go around. No starvation, no wars over dwindling supplies, no more Titans falling into ruin. Sounds noble, doesn't it? But here's the catch. Thanos' vision comes with a hefty price tag. Billions of lives wiped out. And here's the question that's been asked by ethicists for centuries. Is it ever okay to sacrifice some for the greater good? If saving one life means losing 5, do you let the one perish? Or do you protect the one, no matter the cost? Thanos' actions also tap into another philosophical principle, the principle of double effect. This concept suggests that it's sometimes morally acceptable to cause harm if the harm isn't the primary intention, but a side effect of achieving a greater good. Think of a doctor amputating a limb to save a life. The harm is real, but it's necessary. Thanos might argue that he didn't want to kill, it was simply the price of achieving universal balance. But here's the million-dollar question. Does his goal justify the devastation he caused? And, more importantly, is his understanding of balance even accurate? Let's put Thanos' plan under the microscope. At first glance, it seems logical. Reduce the population, ease the strain on resources, and ensure prosperity for those who remain. But when you dig deeper, cracks start to appear. First, his solution is shockingly simplistic. The universe is a complex place, and problems like overpopulation aren't solved by brute force. It's not just about the number of people, it's about resource management, innovation, and cooperation. Earth, for instance, has faced population booms throughout history, But advancements in agriculture, technology, and energy have kept the planet livable. So why didn't Thanos use the Infinity Stones to create more resources instead of wiping life out? With godlike powers, couldn't he have expanded the universe's capacity rather than shrinking its population? Second, let's talk ethics. Thanos claimed his snap was unbiased, sparing rich and poor, weak and strong alike. But is that really fair? Imagine losing a parent, a sibling, or a best friend in the blink of an eye, all because some alien decided it was necessary. How do you explain that loss to someone? Random selection doesn't account for the emotional, social, and economic fallout of losing loved ones. And then there's the long-term issue. Life rebounds. Populations grow back over time. Nature has a way of filling the void. Without addressing the root cause of overpopulation, such as inequity, resource mismanagement, and environmental degradation, Thanos' solution is just a temporary band-aid on a cosmic scale. What do you think? Would the universe really be perfectly balanced, or would it fall right back into chaos? Let's step out of the Marvel Cinematic Universe for a moment and talk about how Thanos' philosophy mirrors real-world debates. Overpopulation and resource scarcity aren't just problems of fiction, they've been central to human history and policy for centuries. Remember Thomas Malthus? In the late 1700s, this English economist predicted that population growth would outpace food production, leading to famine, poverty, and societal collapse. Sound familiar? Thanos' argument for balance is essentially Malthusian theory with cosmic stakes. But here's where the parallels get unsettling. Throughout history, attempts to address overpopulation have led to controversial and, frankly, horrifying measures. Take China's one-child policy, introduced in 1979. While it curbed population growth, it also led to forced abortions, gender imbalances, and a generation of only children burdened with caring for aging parents. Sure, the population numbers shrank, but at what cost to human dignity and societal stability? Thanos' snap feels eerily similar. His solution doesn't address the systemic causes of resource scarcity. It simply eliminates people. And history shows us that this kind of approach often backfires. For instance, after pandemics like the Black Death in the 14th century wiped out huge swaths of Europe's population, life didn't magically improve for everyone. Yes, resources like land became more available, but economies collapsed, and the psychological toll on survivors was immense. The universe under Thanos would likely face similar chaos. How do you rebuild when half your farmers, engineers, and teachers are gone? Here's a question for you. If you had the Infinity Gauntlet, would you choose destruction or innovation? Let us know in the comments. Thanos isn't just a villain. He's a tragic figure. Sure, he's ruthless, but there's a depth to his character that makes him hard to dismiss entirely. At his core, Thanos genuinely believes he's doing the right thing. He sees himself not as a tyrant, but as a martyr for the universe's greater good. And nowhere is this more evident than in his relationship with Gamora. Remember the scene on Vormir in Infinity War? To claim the Soul Stone, Thanos had to sacrifice something he truly loved. His choice? Gamora, his adopted daughter. Watching Thanos shed tears as he throws Gamora to her death is one of the most gut-wrenching moments in the MCU. It humanizes him in a way that's rare for villains. He's a man willing to endure unimaginable personal pain for what he believes is a noble cause. But does that make him right? Not necessarily. Sacrificing Gamora shows the dangerous flaw in Thanos' philosophy. He views individuals as expendable. To him, people are numbers on a cosmic ledger. This detachment is what separates him from heroes like the Avengers, who fight to protect every single life. And let's not forget his retreat at the end of Infinity War. After completing his mission, Thanos doesn't celebrate. Instead, he retires to a quiet farm, looking out over a sunrise. This moment of solitude suggests a man burdened by his actions. But here's the irony. While he might feel regret, the countless lives he erased are gone forever. Did he truly achieve peace, or was it just the quiet of an empty victory? While Thanos' motives may stem from a genuine desire to save the universe, his methods are where his ideology falls apart. His plan completely disregards the intrinsic value of life. The randomness of his snap means that anyone, Leaders, caregivers, scientists could vanish in an instant. Imagine losing Tony Stark, Shuri, or Peter Parker to the snap. Each life represents potential, creativity, and relationships that can't be replaced. And then there's the issue of sustainability. Populations grow back, ecosystems regenerate. Within a few generations, the universe would likely return to the same state of overpopulation Thanos sought to prevent. His plan is a temporary fix at best, a cycle doomed to repeat itself. If anything, he created more chaos than balance. So, was Thanos right all along? The answer, like the Mad Titan himself, is complicated. Thanos challenges us to think critically about our own approach to global problems. Do we tackle them with creativity and compassion, or do we let fear and desperation drive us to extremes? But enough about what we think. What about you? If you had the power of the Infinity Gauntlet, how would you use it? Would you snap your fingers, or would you find a better way? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Real Dash for more thought-provoking content like this. We'll see you next time!